Leading off, shortstop number 6, Bryson Brigman.
See, one step below the Bigs. Really cool scene as they stood next to one another during the playing of the national anthem. Bryson Brigman at the plate. First pitch of the ball game is a fastball outside for ball one, and we are underway. 8:10 the first pitch time tonight. 81 degrees at first pitch. 1-0 coming home. It's grounded softly to short. Robertson fields on the run. He throws to first, and there's a quick out for Liberator to start the game tonight. So for the national anthem, you've got the three outfielders standing next to each other in the outfield, and you have the pitcher standing near the mound with the third baseman on his left and the first baseman on his right. Gorman and Liberator standing next to each other. As the national anthem ends, Nolan gives Matthew a soft pat on the butt, and then Liberator turns around and says, "Come on, Nolan, you got to pound it out with me, man." First pitch to Corey Bird. Bunt offered, and he pulls back. It's a fastball on the outside corner for strike one anyway. Justin told you just a few minutes ago how Corey Bird was not supposed to play in this second game we have in this one. 0-1 is on the outside corner, 0-2. Bird was not in the lineup we were given earlier today. Lewis Brinson was supposed to be in this spot, but a late change. Bird is in, Brinson's out. 0-2 is hit in the air down the left field line, and it falls in front of Thomas for a base hit. Bird rounding first, going to second, throw there, tag, and they got him! Ho-ho! What a hose from Lane Thomas out and left. A BB to the second base bag. On one hop, they slapped the tag on Bird. He was hoping to stretch a single into a double, and Lane Thomas said, "No, sir." Corey Bird gets greedy, and he is bit in the backside. A great throw from Lane Thomas in left. Lewin Diaz now at the plate. First pitch, he takes a fastball low from Matthew Liberator, and the count is 1-0. Credit on that throw to second. A great tag by Irving Lopez, the second baseman. 1-0 pitch is a swing and a lazy fly to left. Shallow. Robertson gives up as the left fielder Thomas comes in to make the catch. And Matthew Liberator ends up working a 1-2-3 frame with a little help from his friend in left, Lane Thomas. Let's go to the bottom of the first inning. No score through one.
Leading off for your Redbirds, center fielder number 32, Scott Hurst.
Bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game. Scott Hurst, Lane Thomas, and Nolan Gorman, the scheduled three, against the left-hander, the former 7th overall pick out of Florence High School down in Alabama. The first pitch to Scott Hurst is a fastball in there for a strike. It's fitting that Garrett starts this night with a fastball. That's the reason why he's still in AAA and not consistently up in the major leagues. Again, as one of the more highly thought of prospects. 0-1 is a liner back to the screen. Unfortunately for Garrett's sake, it's not really his fault that the velocity has fallen down on his fastball. A couple of years ago in his minor league career, he had to go through Tommy John surgery, and because of that, his velocity was lost a little bit. 0-2 is fouled out of play. Marlins are hoping that the fastball can top out at 95-96, again, after he went through Tommy John surgery and missed the entire 2018 minor league season. Braxton Garrett has had to work his way back. 0-2 pitch is a swing and a line drive out of play. Justin and I talk about this all the time. It's so strange, right? Any walk of life, you would say somebody like Braxton Garrett, who's 23, he turns 24 in about a month. Man, you got the whole world in front of you. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Hurst hits it in the air. Curling, foul, and out of play down the left field line. That makes the count 0-2. But when you're Braxton Garrett, you turned 24 on the 5th of August, and you were the 7th overall pick in the 2016 draft. For better or for worse, your prospect clock is kind of ticking. Again, it's not necessarily his fault. Still 0-2 on Hurst. The pitch is a swing and a miss. That was a good breaking ball from Garrett. Hurst fans Turned into a lengthy at-bat, but he goes down swinging. 1 up, 1 gone for Garrett by way of swinging strikeout. Here comes Lane Thomas, who made a great play in left field in the top of the first. Bird was trying to stretch single into double, and he threw him out. First pitch, he lines down in right field for a base hit. Zahner cuts it off in the corner. Thomas is now going to second. The throw to the bag, and he's safe. Thomas slides under the tag. How about that? How fitting is that? He throws out a runner, trying to turn single into double in the top of the first. Here in the bottom of the first, Lane Thomas does stretch single into double, and the Birds are buzzing. Runner on second, nobody out. One out, I should say.
And Lane Thomas is a guy who's had a lot of success in Memphis in his career, and if he can really start to get going, that'll mean a lot for this team going forward. He's had a couple good games to start the series. I guess 1 at-bat and 1 good game.
Here's Nolan Gorman. Garrett stared him down. First pitch to the former first-rounder is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Couple of guys at the plate and on the mound right now that the Marlins and Cardinals are hoping are facing each other in the major leagues someday. Garrett has already spent time at the big league level. The 0-1 pitch is a swing and a liner back to the screen. Garrett made 2 starts with Miami last year, and he's appeared with Miami this season. 3 appearances, 2 starts. His ERA is eerily similar at both the major league level and the minor league level, but not for a good reason. The ERA is just a shade under 6. 0-2 pitch. It's bounced in, blocked down by the catcher, and that makes the count 1-2 on Gorman. Brian Navarretto is the battery mate for Braxton Garrett tonight. Diaz at first, Justice at second, Brigman at short, and Marrero at third. Thomas creeping off as second. The 1-2, swinging a high fly, left field, chasing Pompey back near the track. He makes the catch. Thomas tagging at second, and now he's going to go back to the bag as Pompey got the ball quickly in and left. Even on a flyout like that, Justin, you can see and sense the respect that Jacksonville is giving Gorman for his power. Pompey started drifting back on that ball and eventually had to come in. He thought it would drift a ways off the bat of Nolan Gorman.
Yeah, and it's kind of an odd sentiment, but there's some guys where they pop it up and just miss it, where it still goes nearly to the warning track. That shows what kind of pop Nolan Gorman has.
Still waiting for his first extra base hit with the Redbirds. This is just his second game. First pitch, Juan Yepes takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. So we just told you how Braxton Garrett's, I suppose you could say, issue right now is that his fastball has lost velocity after Tommy John surgery, but he complements that fastball in the low 90s with a good mix of pitches. Really good curveball. That's considered his best pitch. 0-1 is lined down the left field line. Foul ball. It reaches the nobody trashes Tennessee Bluffs down the left field line. That's very fitting with the nobody trashes Tennessee cleanup hitter at the plate. Aside from Garrett's curveball and that fastball, he also has a fading changeup, which is considered his third pitch. He can pretty much throw whatever he wants here. Thomas off his second, 2 outs, bottom 1. We're scoreless. The 0-2 pitch is a swing and a fly ball out of play, right field side. Through the fastball, Justin. That one clocked at 92.
Yeah, Garrett, as you said, has sort of had to reinvent himself as a pitcher since that Tommy John surgery. The good news is being so young, still only 23 because he was a high school draft pick, you kind of have a lot of time to work on things.
Still 0-2 on Yepes. Pitch is a swing and a grounder back. He spoils the curveball. And Justin, as we were just saying, it's so strange, right, to see somebody on the mound who's 23, almost 24, and literally any other walk of life, you've pretty much got your whole life in front of you, but Braxton Garrett has got to be feeling some pressure with the way this season has gone. Thomas off a second, 2 outs, scoreless game in the first. 0-2, inside, threw another curveball, and Yepez laid off. Juan Yepez had a good first game in this series. In case you missed it, we had to complete a suspended game from last night, earlier tonight. Yesterday, Juan, technically, had 2 hits, walked, and scored a run. It's just going to get confusing to say. I'm just going to keep calling the last game yesterday and leave it at that. 1-2 pitch is taken inside, ball 2. Garrett eats up Yepez with a fastball on the inner half, but just misses the zone. And the count is 2-2. Travis Godek behind home. Tom West down the first base line, and David Arrieta will occupy the third base line when there isn't a runner on second, and he has to be on the middle of the infield like he is right now. 2-2 is inside again. Another fastball that misses. Good at bat brewing here for Yepez. He works the count full.
And this is what we were talking about, I believe, yesterday with Yepez. He's just consistently giving the Birds a good at-bat. He's getting a lot of hits, but even when he's not, he's seen a couple pitches, fouls some pitches off, works a pitch count. He's a really good guy to hit in this 4th spot.
Crowd starting to clap. 3-2 is taken on the outside corner. Called third strike. Yepez goes down looking. Garrett throws that curveball. It can be a devastating offering, and it gets the job done.
Now batting, third baseman number 3, Devin Marrero.
In AutoZone Park history, fireworks Friday, fireworks Saturday, fireworks Sunday. Sponsored by AutoZone on Sunday, Terminix, as always, on Saturday. And the Tennessee Lottery sponsors the fireworks on Friday. MemphisRedbirds.com/4th of July. Go get your tickets. They're going fast. Matthew Liberator's first pitch to Devin Marrero. A fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. 92 on the radar gun for Liberator. Set down the side in order in the first. 0-1 is hit in the air. Foul and out of play right field side. Makes the count 0-2. We got a matchup here of former first-round picks, although the scenarios are totally different between Liberator and Marrero. 0-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Liberator throws the back foot slider, and Marrero fans. He was picked in the first round back in 2012 by Boston. Liberator, formerly a first-round pick by Tampa. He's since, of course, been traded to St. Louis. And Matthew wins that battle. 1 gone in the second.
And that breaking ball has been so effective for Liberator in his last 3 starts. The back foot to the right-hander, really tough to lay off.
First pitch to Zach Zahner is swung on and fouled out of play right field side. Justin, that pitch is all the more impressive for Liberator when you consider the fact that the slider is still quote-unquote new. He just added that 2 seasons ago. It's a good 4-pitch mix for Matthew Liberator. The 0-1 pitch is on the way. Swinging a liner back to the screen. Fastball in the mid-90s for Liberator. So far, the Peter has touched as high as 92. Curveball, changeup, and slider. He's ahead on Zahner 0-2. Let's see what Matthew throws. Anything is in his tool bag right now. 0-2 pitch is bounced in through the slider, and wisely, Zahner lays off that time. Brian Navarretto waiting on deck. Catcher wearing number 29. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's lined back to the screen by number 36, Zach Zahner.
We like to bring up when fun things happen in Major League Baseball, some of the first ever type deals, and there was another one of those today.
But first, the 1-2. It's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Liberator throws the fastball by Zahner at 94 miles per hour. Gassed it up, threw it by him. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the second. And as always, our second strikeout of the ballgame, presented by our friends at Slurp Shots, alcohol-infused gelatin.
And there you love to see from Liberator, right? Got the last strikeout on a breaking ball. That time blows Zahner away with the fastball, showing the full arsenal here in the second inning.
First pitch to Navarreto is a curveball low for ball one. All right, Justin, what happened in the major leagues earlier on tonight?
So in the Cubs-Brewers game, the Cubs scored 7 runs in the first inning and became the first team ever.
1-0 pitch is inside, ball two.
Now, I didn't see what the exact stat was, but they gave up the next 15 runs of the game, and it was the first team to score 7 in the first inning and something about giving up 1,000,000 runs after that.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's hit in the air, shallow, back of short. Robertson going back to his left. Kramer puts it away, and there is a very easy 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Liberator. Couple of swinging strikeouts plus a lazy pop-out. We're going bottom 2 at AutoZone Park.
Now batting for your Redbirds, right fielder number 35, Justin Williams.
Stockton, Justin Galanti, happy you're joining us, however you're joining us on this Wednesday. Just a couple of days from the long holiday weekend coming up. Birds will be home all weekend. We would love to see you here. Justin Williams at the plate, first pitch, and Braxton Garrett throws a fastball high for ball one. Only hit in the first for Memphis was a double from Thomas. Lane was left at second base. 1-0 is lined foul and out of play. Make the count 1-1 on Justin Williams. Comes into the series batting .234 in 12 games with the Redbirds. Of course, he spent over 50 games with St. Louis this season. His batting average there was just over 160. 1-1 is fouled out of play, and it's 1-2 on Justin Williams. The Louisiana native against a native Alabaman, Braxton Garrett. The Alabama guy ahead on the Louisiana guy, 1-2. Pitch is lined back to the screen. So we mentioned earlier that Braxton Garrett was picked 7th overall by Miami out of Florence High School in Florence, Alabama. Well, he was born in Foley, Alabama, and that's where he started his high school career. 1-2 is high, 2-2. Braxton spent his first couple of high school years at Foley High School and then moved on to Florence High School. Foley High School has some notable athletic alums. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that frisbees in for strike 3. Man, that curveball is Braxton Garrett's best weapon, and he is utilizing it well tonight. 5 batters faced, 3 strikeouts, all of them on that breaking ball. 1 up and 1 gone here. Bottom 2 were scoreless. Tyler Heineman coming to the plate. Switch hitting catcher who will bat right against the lefty Braxton Garrett. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball called to strike. All right, get ready for these athletic alums of Foley High School. And I guess you have to add Braxton Garrett because he has pitched in the major leagues. He was a former 7th overall pick. 0-1 is cue shot at foul, first base side. A lot of football alums from Foley High School. DJ Fluker, Ken Stabler, and Julio Jones is going to play down the road in Nashville this year. Yeah, can't mention the Titans around here without getting a few side glances and angry looks. 0-2 pitch is lined back to the screen. We'll do it again. You know, Justin, the thing that's going to throw me off is Julio Jones is moving to a single-digit number next year. You love it. I don't love it. But I guess my brain just isn't as advanced as yours. I can't process the change. 0-2 pitch is lofted, shallow right field. Zahner coming in, and he's called off by the second baseman, Justice, who makes the catch. 2 gone in the second.
Yeah, I think we're at game 50. It's a milestone.
How about that?
I think it's been well established. My brain's further along than yours, but that's just another example of it.
Congratulations, buddy. You did it.
I'm proud that I can process wide receivers wearing single-digit numbers. Put that on the resume and on on the LinkedIn page, right?
Absolutely. First pitch to Kramer Robertson is a curveball for a strike. Braxton Garrett can put this curveball at his resume, Justin. He has snapped this thing off tonight.
Yeah, it's been very impressive, throwing it to lefties and righties.
The 0-1 pitch to Robertson is on the outside corner, strike two.
You know, Kramer's looking a little bit like he did at the beginning of that Toledo series where he's kind of unsure whether he wants to swing or not. It's like the bat's coming halfway off his shoulder.
0-2 pitch is fisted foul back to the screen.
And he's kind of jamming himself on these pitches, which means he's coming around the ball. I mean, look, I'm not a hitting expert like a coach or anything, but what do they tell you when you're little? Knob to the bat or knob forward first so that you don't jam yourself.
0-2 pitch, swinging a fisted fly ball left side of the infield. It's caught by Brigman, the shortstop, and there you go again, Justin. Robertson jammed again, and Braxton Garrett has worked a couple of solid innings.
Now batting left fielder number 1, Tristan Pompey.
So far, Evan Stockton, Justin Galanti back with you. We're glad to have you on this Wednesday night. Starting to get ever closer to the holiday weekend. Full weekend of fun here at AutoZone Park. MemphisRedbirds.com/4th of July to get your tickets. Fireworks all weekend long. First pitch to Tristan Pompey is lined back to the screen. And Matthew Liberator is ahead on Pompey, 0-1. Every time I say Tristan Pompey, I want to start singing that Bastille song. The 0-1 pitch is grounded foul behind home. That makes the count 0-2. You know, speaking of singing, they play a game before the top of the third inning here at AutoZone Park, asking a random fan to name that tune. There was a guy who knew the tune, Alive by Pearl Jam. The 0-2 pitch is lined out of play, right field side. Keep the count at 0-2. But they asked him to sing it, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Those are normally pretty easy. Guess the tune, name that tune. I've never heard whatever song they just played before.
Showing your age. 0-2 pitch is looped into shallow right, a base hit. Liberator had a pretty good idea on that pitch, Justin. He tries to go inside on Tristan Pompey, but Tristan did him one better. He muscled it into shallow right field for a base hit.
Yeah, tried to go up and in, as you said, but on an 0-2 pitch, that's just way too much of the plate. And Pompey able to squirt it the other way for a base knock. Good news for Liberator, though. He's facing the bottom of the order here.
Connor Justice at the plate, light hitter. 203 batting average entering play tonight. First pitch, he pops it up. Foul ground, first base side. Going over, the first baseman Yepes just ran out of room. That landed on the final top step of the Jacksonville dugout. Yepes couldn't get there in time.
I actually thought he might have a chance to grab it, but it looked like Yepes misjudged it a little bit. He was a few steps in front of where that ball actually landed.
We're watching the replay on MILB TV, and yeah, that was just a little bit to the left of where Yepes thought it would fall. 0-1 pitch is lined back to the screen.
I actually think there was a player for Jacksonville in his way of reaching back to try and grab it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Decent screen. Very fitting reference with Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals going on tonight. Busy time in the sports calendar. We're glad you're making time for us. Scoreless game, top of the third in Memphis. The 0-2 pitch, it's inside. Liberator threw the slider again, and Justice wisely laid off.
And Liberator hung his leg in the air a little longer there, trying to hold the base runner Pompey close. Not only have we seen him develop as a pitcher, it feels like we've seen him develop holding runners on as well.
A long hold from the stretch. Here's 1-2. High, 2-2. Not only do we have the Western Conference Finals Game 6 tonight, got Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals down in Florida. Tampa Bay and Montreal tied at 1, middle of the second period. The Canadian, Tristan Pompey, is creeping off of first base. Pitch. It's a swing and a miss for strike three. Liberator elevates the fastball at 91, And Justice goes down swinging. Liberator has 3 strikeouts tonight, and they've all been swinging.
Yeah, and that time he went with the slide step. So he's really mixing his looks and his timing on the mound, not allowing Pompey to get any read on him, trying to potentially steal a base. And now you face the pitcher's spot, expecting a bunt here.
Braxton Garrett at the plate. He squares and bunts it back to the mound. Liberator fields, only plays to first, and he gets the out there. Successful sacrifice for Garrett. Pompey in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Now Jacksonville has put itself in a scenario, Justin. Top of the lineup coming up, and pretty much any base hit will score Pompey as he's running with 2 outs.
Yeah, but the good news for Liberator, right? That's 1 pitch on 1 out. He's been super efficient so far. Only 28 pitches through 2 2/3, and if he can get a quick out here, he's really setting himself up to go deep in this ballgame.
Matthews had a couple outings where he has eked longer into the outing. Bryson Brigman at the plate, first pitch. He takes a curveball high for ball 1. In Matthews' first 2 starts of the year, he went 6 innings each time. In each of the last 3 outings, it's gone at least 5 innings. Went 93 pitches last week in Toledo on Thursday night. 1-0 coming home. It's lined back to the screen. Foul ball. Nothing game, top of the 3rd inning, although the Jumbo Shrimp have put a little bit of game pressure on Liberator here. Pompey off as second. 2 outs. Brigman at the dish. He's batting over .300 this season. Righty batter against a lefty hurler. 1-1 coming home. It's a sharp line drive down in left center for a base hit. Pompey is in to score. Brigman around first. He's going to second, and the throw is offline. It's an RBI double for Bryson Brigman. Just had his birthday on the 19th, and a belated birthday present. A 2-out RBI double off one of the hotter pitching prospects in all of baseball. Matthew Liberator serves up the RBI knock. And it's 1-0 Jumbo Shrimp in the 3rd.
Yeah, Brigman's been probably the hottest hitter of late in the Jacksonville order. Had an RBI single coming off the bench in Game 1 and gives his team the lead early here in Game 2.
Former decorated hockey player growing up in San Jose. First pitch to Corey Bird is a curveball in for a strike. Justin, you mentioned Bryson Brigman's hot hitting. Well, he now has hits in 8 straight games. 12 of his last 13 games, and in his last 11 games before tonight, he was batting .413. So yeah, I'd say he's pretty hot. The 0-1 to Bird. It's high, 1-1. Bird had a single back in the 1st, but he was thrown out at second by Lane Thomas as he tried to stretch a single into a double. Brigman's off his second. He just drove in Pompey with an RBI double. The 1-1 pitch is a curveball inside for ball 2. Justin, I know it's early in the game, but this feels like a big out for Matthew Liberator to get. If Bird gets a single here and another run comes home, Matthew's momentum and his mojo on the mound can really start to be rattled here. A check to second. And the 2-1. It's a curveball high for ball 3.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And sometimes we've seen Liberator get into these really labor-intensive innings where his pitch count gets incredibly high. You give up 1 run, so what? Who cares? But you don't want this inning to get extended, especially with the middle of the order coming up soon.
Good pitch to hit for Bird. 3-1 is high for ball 4. Liberator misses with the fastball, and in that count, honestly, that's not the end of the world. Bad news now is 2 on and 2 out. Lewin Diaz coming to the plate, and this guy already in the series has just been annoying. He's homered and driven in 2 runs. Lewin is one of the better prospects on this Jacksonville roster. He's a top 10 Miami prospect. MLB Pipeline has him at number 6. Heineman's out to talk to Liberator, Justin, because this is a big at-bat. 2 on, 2 out in the 3rd. The Jumbo Shrimp already have 1 run across, and maybe the best power hitter for Jacksonville is at the plate.
Yeah, and I really like that visit to just slow Liberator down a little bit. He's now given up 2 straight base runners, 3 base runners in the inning. You just want to calm him down. Everything's all right. It's just a walk, just 1 run in the inning. Let's hold it here. And like you said, a really good hitter at the plate.
First pitch, a swing and a miss. Throws a first pitch slider, and Diaz swings and misses. With the lefty hitter at the plate, they are playing the overshift, but it's modified. The shortstop Robertson is to the right of second base, and he's holding on Brigman. 0-1 is launched foul behind home plate. Irving Lopez is in shallow right field, and the first baseman, Juan Yepes, plays behind the runner Bird at first, and he hugs the line. 0-2 the count to Lewin Diaz. It's 1-0 Jacksonville, top of the third. 2 on, 2 out. The Liberator trying to put away Diaz. 0-2, swing and a miss. He does put him away. Throws the slider again. That is 4 swinging strikeouts for Matthew Liberator in the first 3 innings. A 2-out RBI double, though, for Bryson Brigman has opened the scoring. It's 1-0 Jumbo Shrimp. The lefty pitcher will face 3 straight lefties in this inning. Lopez, Liberator, and Hurst. 3 fielders on the right side in the shift. I'd think they'd stay there all inning. First pitch to Lopez is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Evan Stockton, Justin Galanti, glad you're hanging with us. Wherever and however you're watching and listening tonight, thanks for joining. The 0-1 is on the way home. It's right down the middle for strike 2. Garrett's looked good so far tonight. He has thrown his curveball very well tonight, and this is a spot where he can throw it again. The 0-2 pitch is taken high. He did throw the curveball, but didn't snap it off enough. Irving Lopez has been little used in the lineup recently. Just 2 games in the Toledo series last week. He did double. 1-2 is rolled over, grounded to first. Diaz fields, flips to the covering Garrett, who just got there in time. Wow! That ended up being a close play, and Irving Lopez, with a feet-first slide into first, nearly beat it out, Justin. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, Garrett was a little slow getting off the mound to cover first, but that could be a dangerous play by Lopez, trying to slide feet first, and Garrett getting there at the same time. Clearly the right call. He was out. Good hustle, though, from Irving. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen anyone slide feet first into first base.
I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it in a long time. And, yeah, watching the replay, that could have been dangerous for Irving because the legs were going in 2 different directions. So thank goodness he's okay.
It's just funny. No matter how many times every coach in the world says it, guys keep sliding into first when it really slows you down.
First pitch to Liberator is in there for a strike. Most guys elect to slide head first. I remember when my coaches growing up told me to never slide head first. I don't think anyone would tell you not to do that anymore. 0-1 is a curveball for strike 2.
Well, the 2 things they say is don't slide into first base and don't jump and lunge towards the bag. Those 2 things slide you down or slow you down, and everyone still does it.
0-2 to Liberator is a check swing and a curveball. He goes around for strike 3. Garrett puts away his starting pitching counterpart Liberator really easily. And this is a great start, Justin, for Braxton Garrett. He's faced 9 batters so far and struck out 4 of them.
Yeah, and Garrett looks really good, and it's easy to be deceived by the numbers coming into the game. His ERA way over 5. That's only because he's had 2 really poor starts prior to this one. Before that, he had been really good this season.
Order recycles with Scott Hurst. First pitch is a curveball on the outside corner for strike 1.
His last 2 starts, Garrett had given up 12 runs in 8 innings. That inflates the ERA from 3.2.
0-1 is grounded on a high hop to first. Diaz fields and flips to the covering Garrett for the final out. May it be noted that Braxton Garrett got to first a lot more quickly on this ground ball than the ground ball by Lopez earlier in the inning. All right, to the top of the fourth, it's 1-0 Jacksonville. Matthew Liberator is back to work, and Justin Galante stepping to the mic.
Well, thank you, Evan. Let's see how Liberator bounces back from giving up a run on 2 hits in the third. He'll face the middle third of the Jacksonville order, led off by the right-hand hitting Devin Marrero, who struck out swinging on a slider his first time. A little delay as we wait for the grounds crew to leave the field, but now we're ready to go. Marrero, the 30-year-old from Miami, digs in. Liberator into the wind. First pitch of the inning, a breaking ball low, 1-0. So Devin Marrero is well-traveled. He's played in the majors with Boston, Arizona, and Miami. 1-0 is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 5 games with Miami in 2019. They didn't bring him back for 2020. He was going to play in the Mexican League this year, as the 1-1 is lined to short, or lined to first, I should say, but over Yepes into right field for a base hit. Yepes gave a leap, and it was just over his glove, so Marrero singles to start the 4th inning. To finish on Marrero, he was going to play in the Mexican League, but Miami gave him a call and signed him on May 8th. So he's back in their organization and on first base with nobody out for Zach Zahner, right-hand hitting outfielder who also struck out his first time against Liberator, who works out of the stretch. Third base side of the rubber. Quick throw over to first, and Marrero back with the dive. Zahner started this year in the Yankees organization, but he was released on June 9th, signed with Miami 3 days later, and he's been in Jacksonville ever since. First pitch from Liberator. Fastball way high, not close at 92, and it's 1-0. 43 pitches, 29 strikes so far tonight for the big left-hander, Matthew Liberator. Making his 8th start of the year with the Redbirds, and if you count the 2 starts at Olympic trials, then he's made 10. Throw over to first, and Marrero back standing. And they're going to call a balk here on Liberator. He did the old hang the leg and take your time to throw over to first, and he gets called for it by first base umpire Tom West.
Justin, honestly, I could see that coming. Ben Johnson is out to protest, but a couple of these moves from Liberator tonight have been close, and he got dinged there.
Ben Johnson is actually talking with the home plate umpire, Travis Godek, who is not the one who called the balk. Normally you argue with the umpire who makes the call, but Ben Johnson seems satisfied enough with whatever explanation he got and makes his way back to the dugout. So a man on second with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Jacksonville up 1-0 and a 1-0 count on Zach Zahner, who came in off the bench and made an impact in game 1. A walk and 2 RBI singles. Liberator set at the belt, 1-0. Hit in the air to left, not deep at all. Lane Thomas makes his way in a long way, now stops and makes the grab. Fighting against the lights, 1 away. So runner in scoring position. And 1 out for Brian Navarretto, the catcher. Right-hand hitter who popped to short his first time. Navarretto just came back off a rehab assignment to Jacksonville today. 26-year-old from Puerto Rico in his 2nd year in the Marlins organization. Actually made his major league debut with the Fish last year. First pitch, swinging a fly ball deep left field. Thomas looks up, and that ball is gone. It's a 2-run homer for Brian Navarretto, his 4th of the season. And Jacksonville jumps out to a 3-0 lead here in the 4th inning. A no-doubter off the bat of Navarretto. And the way Braxton Garrett is throwing the ball on the other side, the lead going from 1 to 3 feels pretty important for the Jumbo Shrimp.
Yeah, Just a deflator, Justin, for Matthew Liberatore, right? With the way his first few innings were going, looked like he could settle into a duel, but it's kind of gotten away from him here as of late.
First pitch to Tristan Pompey, big curveball called strike over the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Pompey, a switch hitter batting right-handed against the lefty Matthew Liberatore. The 0-1. Little low with a fastball at 93, 1-1. So it's 3-0. The lead. Pitch, little bit low, and the count 2-1. Big congratulations to the Mississippi State Bulldogs, who just won the College World Series. First national championship in any sport. 2-1 is bounced to short, backhanded by Robertson, off-balance throw, and he got him. What a pick by Juan Yepes over at first, and what an all-around defensive play.
My goodness, Justin. You know, Kramer Robertson has been playing a wicked second base this year for Memphis. Now with the adjustment of Nolan Gorman, who has played some second, he's going to play some third as well tonight, but the plan going forward is Gorman at second because sure you know this, there is a decent third baseman for St. Louis right now.
First pitch to Connor Justice is a little bit low, 1-0.
So Robertson's going to play a lot of shortstop going forward, and wherever he is on the middle of the infield, this dude just makes 2 or 3 plays a night that make you go, wow.
1-0 popped up right side and a very shallow right. Justin Williams in and towards the line. He makes the grab, and that ends the inning. But Jacksonville gets 2 more on the home run for Brian Navarretto. And it's 3-0 Jumbo Shrimp as we go bottom 4 here on the Memphis Redbirds Radio Network.
Now betting for your Redbirds, left fielder number 16, Lane Thomas.
Looking to make it 2 in a row to start the series. Boy, Braxton Garrett has been outstanding so far. Just 1 hit against him through 3 innings. He struck out 4 and has retired 8 in a row. Lane Thomas leads off. First pitch to him. Big curveball sits a little high, and it's 1-0. Thomas, a right-hand hitter, doubled his last time. He's the last batter to reach base against Garrett. That was in the first inning. 1-0. Swinging a foul straight back. 1-1. Braxton Garrett, 23 years old. 7th overall pick in 2016. Out of high school in Alabama, as the 1-1 is a fastball high and outside. 2-1. He had never pitched in AAA before this season, despite making his major league debut last year. The left-hander looks in for his sign, now winds and fires. Breaking ball called strike, and it's 2-2 on Lane Thomas. Garrett was pitching in high A in 2019, made 1 AA appearance at the end of the year, and then in 2020, made his major league debut, eventually 2 starts on the year with Miami. 2-2 to Thomas, hit in the air foul down the left field line out of play. Still 2-2. This year he's been up and back between Miami and Jacksonville, but that Tommy John surgery in 2017 has really set back his career, unfortunately. Another 2-2 coming to Lane Thomas. It's a breaking ball called strike 3. 5 strikeouts already for Braxton Garrett, who looks about as locked in as anyone you'll ever see right now. 9 in a row set down for the left-hander. Now here's Nolan Gorman coming to the plate for the 2nd time in this game. Flew out to deep left back in the first. Playing his 2nd AAA game after the call-up from AA Springfield. First offering, fastball outside at 89. It's 1-0. Gorman was announced as a member of the National League roster for the Futures game in Colorado in a few weeks today. First offering, or the 2nd offering, I should say, is a breaking ball down and away that he swings through, and it's 1-1. Gorman and Matthew Liberatore will both be playing in the Futures game. The 1-1. Swinging a grounder to first. 2 hops for Lewin Diaz, who fields and takes it to the bag in time 2 away. 3-0, Jacksonville leads. Bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs and the base is empty for Juan Yepez, tonight's Nobody Trashes Tennessee cleanup hitter. Yepez working on a 7-game hitting streak. Struck out looking to end the 1st inning. Big right-hand hitter with an open stance against the lefty Braxton Garrett. First offering, fastball strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Yepez hitting .279 on his season with the Birds. Came up after about a month in Double-A. 0-1. Swinging a grounder to third. Easy for Marrero, who scoops it up. Throw to first in time, and it's a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Braxton Garrett. 23-year-old has retired 11 consecutive Memphis Redbirds.
Now batting pitcher number 22, Braxton Garrett.
A bunt for a hit in a 9-0 game, trying to bunt for a hit. Whatever. Here's Braxton Garrett, pitcher against Matthew Liberatore. First pitch, fastball outside, 1-0. Garrett laid down a sac bunt his first time. He's more concerned with what he's doing on the mound. He's retired 11 in a row. The pitch, fastball strike, 1-1. Evan, Matthew Liberatore is only at 53 pitches. He has plenty of time left in this outing. Let's see how he responds to giving up 3 runs in the last 2 innings. The 1-1 is a fastball up and away, 2-1. We've seen his resiliency on display as recent as his last start when he gave up 4 runs in the first inning and then retired 15 out of 16.
Yeah, ended up with 9 strikeouts last week in Toledo.
2-1, ground ball back to the screen, and it's 2-2 on Braxton Garrett, left-handed pitcher who bats right-handed.
And look, we talk about this a lot, but it bears repeating. This is why you play in the minor leagues. You build up resiliency so when you get to the bigs, you know how to deal with this stuff.
The 2-2 is lined foul down the first base line. You have to build up your calluses.
100%.
As they say.
100%.
Callous the mind.
And the body, let's be honest. You know, you build up blisters when you play baseball, just like when you play golf.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Liberatore fires, fouled off again, and well, here's something that will frustrate you, not being able to put away a pitcher. Garrett does have a hit this year and laid down a pretty good bunt on the first pitch of his last at-bat.
Honestly, 2 pitches ago, he put a pretty good swing on a hanging breaking ball for Liberatore.
Another 2-2 is popped up into shallow right. Drifting back, actually, a little bit is Justin Williams, and he makes the grab rather nonchalantly in semi-deep right field for the first out of the inning.
That was a pretty good at-bat from Garrett.
Yeah.
That ball ended up flying a ways, and he had to have struck it pretty well because as we look at the flags beyond center field, they could not be more still. There is no wind here tonight.
3-0 Jacksonville, top of the 5th, and now it's back to the top of the order in Bryson Brigman. First pitch to the right-hand hitter is a fastball up and away, and it's 1-0. Brigman opened the scoring in this game with an RBI double in the 3rd inning. Jacksonville has scored twice since. Here's the 1-0. It's a breaking ball, broken bat grounder to short. Robertson fields on a hop and fires to first in time to get Brigman for the second out.
You want the definition of a hard 90, man. Brigman was busting it out of the box. He made that a very close play on a broken bat, little fisted jam job to shortstop. Again, a nice play by Kramer Robertson. And even when there's a speedy guy coming out of the box, what impresses me about Kramer is he never gets sped up. He's always in control. He makes good play after good play in the middle of the infield.
2 outs and the base is clear for Corey Bird, left-hand hitter who's 1 for 1 with a walk today. First pitch, a huge swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Liberatore touches 93 with the fastball there. That's as hard as we've seen him throw.
There's a drill when you start playing baseball to get your front foot forward. They put a bucket way to your right so you don't pull out on the swing. That's what Bird just did.
0-1 is popped up. Right side of the infield, the second baseman Irving Lopez, right on the edge of the outfield grass, makes the grab. And that's the inning you're looking for Matthew Liberatore. He retires 9-1-2 in order. We're halfway through at AutoZone Park. Jacksonville still leads 3-0 for Braxton Garrett so far in this ball game. Here's the wind and the first pitch of the inning. Fastball grounded hard and through the left side for a base hit. So the streak ends at 11 in a row set down for Braxton Garrett as Justin Williams has a leadoff single on the first pitch of the fifth.
Now batting for your Redbirds, catcher number 47, Tyler Heineman.
Both starters with very manageable pitch counts thus far. That was only the 54th pitch of the night for Garrett. And Liberator's in a good spot with his pitch count as well. Now it's Tyler Heineman, switch hitting catcher, batting from the right side. Tyler popped out to second his first time. Tall stance against the lefty. First pitch, fastball strike right down the middle at 88, and it's 0-1. Evan, Garrett's stuff really does not jump off the screen or jump off the page to you, however you're kind of following this game. He has a good breaking ball, but his fastball is 91 at the most. What is he doing to dominate these Redbirds hitters today?
Well, one, he's putting himself in advantageous situations, right? He's getting ahead early in at-bats against guys.
0-1 to Heineman. Breaking ball outside, 1-1.
So when you get ahead, right, then you can go to your best pitch. And we've talked about how no longer for Braxton Garrett is his fastball really a weapon pitch. It's more to locate and get ahead in counts. Then he can go to the curveball, which is his best pitch. And that curveball has been snapped off very, very well tonight.
The 1-1, swinging a pop-up, shallow center. Bird coming in, calls off the right fielder Zahner and makes the grab. One away. That was a changeup, and Heineman was way out in front of it.
Right, and that's what Garrett has done is he's keeping batters off balance. I know we're in an era of baseball where you have to throw 95 with your fastball or, that's not something you're going to want out on the mound. But, again, pitching can be done in a lot of different ways. At the end of the day, it's keeping batters off balance, however the heck you do it. And that's what Garrett's doing tonight by getting ahead and putting his pitches in good spots.
Now it's Kramer Robertson at the plate for the Redbirds. First offering, breaking ball inside to the righty, 1-0. 3-0 Jacksonville, bottom of the fifth inning. Williams at first after a leadoff single and one out for Kramer Robertson, who popped out to shortstop his first time. Slight shift on, second baseman Justice shaded up the middle. Garrett set at the letters, the 1-0. Swing and a miss. There's the good changeup. Robertson out in front. And it's 1-1. The last two starts for Braxton Garrett, here are his numbers. 8 innings, 8 hits, 8 walks, and 12 runs. That is hard to believe based on the way he's throwing the baseball tonight. Garrett works from the first base side of the rubber. Black glove right at the letters. The 1-1, low and inside. Robertson pulls his feet out of the way. And it's 2-1. Second time this season that the Redbirds have worn the navy blue tops at home. Both on the back end of days where 2 games were played here. Normally these are just the alternate road jerseys. 2-1. Breaking ball, strike on the inside corner, and it's 2-2. Tomorrow's another Throwback Thursday, so the Birds will be wearing the Memphis Chicks uniforms, and I'm excited to see the Independence Day themed unis that all the minor league teams will be wearing over the weekend, of course, including your Memphis Redbirds. Garrett's 2-2, runner goes, pitches in the dirt, and Williams slides into second without a throw. Great pitch to run on, and now it's 3-2 on Robertson as Williams picks up the stolen base.
And here's how you rattle Braxton Garrett, right? A little bit of game pressure on him, and he has had faced little to no adversity in this game tonight. Put a guy in motion, make something happen, especially in a count at 2-2 where he's been throwing breaking balls much of the night. Now you got a runner on second. 1 out in the fifth. Yeah, you're down by 3, but you've put yourself in a much better spot, not only to score some runs, but ultimately rattle Braxton Garrett.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Robertson. Williams at second and 1 out. Jacksonville up 3-0. Garrett settles in. Now the payoff. Little flare out to shallow right. Diving and making the catch is Zahner. No, he dropped it. He dropped it as he hit the ground. Williams moves up to third base, and Robertson has a single. That ball was in Zahner's glove, and as he hit the grass, the impact knocked the ball out. And now the Birds have men on the corners with one out for Irving Lopez.
Great effort by Zahner. I'll be honest with you, Justin. I thought that was a bad decision by Zach. You do not go for a diving play in that situation. What's the best case scenario? You make the catch. What's the worst case scenario? You miss the ball, it rolls to the wall, and Robertson may have an inside the park home run. You play the situation there. Worst case scenario, you let the ball dunk down in front of you and make it first and third one out. He got lucky there, to be honest with you.
First pitch to Irving Lopez is a curveball strike. It's 0-1. This is a huge at-bat. 3-0 Jumbo Shrimp, bottom 5. Men on the corners, one out. Obviously, it's a big spot, but even more so because the pitcher is on deck in Liberator, so you feel like this is your chance to score. 0-1 from Garrett. Lopez, a line drive, base hit into right center field. Williams in to score. Robertson headed to third, and he stands up. The throw gets away. Lopez up to second. It's an RBI single. It's 3-1. Jacksonville here in the 5th inning. And a little bit of life here at AutoZone Park.
This is a good piece of hitting from Irving Lopez, and this is what we pictured earlier in the inning. Put some pressure on Braxton Garrett. Yeah, he's been throwing good breaking balls and good curve balls all game, but Lopez does him one better. That's a hanger, and he loops it down in the gap for a base hit. And now Memphis has got something cooking, man. Second and third, one out, down by 2. Liberator, the pitcher, is up in this spot, but then you go to the top of the lineup. Memphis is starting to creep back in this game. A good effort from the boys in response here in the 5th.
That should be a single and then a throwing error against the center fielder Bird. An RBI for Lopez. Second and third and one out for Liberator. And now the question, if you're Ben Johnson, the manager, do you try and have Liberator bunt here and maybe try and steal another run, or kind of let him go stand there and hope something good happens? Liberator does not have a hit this year. He struck out his last time. First pitch from Garrett. Swinging a chopper to short. That'll get the run in. Brigman fields and throws Liberator out at first. But Matthew gets an RBI. Robertson scores. It's 3-2 in the 5th.
That's why I love these fans here in Memphis. That was one of the loudest cheers of the night because they're understanding the pitcher gets the job done. Well done by Matthew Liberator, helping his cause. You still have the runner on second, Justin, and the top of the lineup due. Hurst gets a base hit here. We're tied all of a sudden, and it's uber impressive because Garrett was in one heck of a groove entering this inning.
Yeah, he had retired 11 in a row. Now he's given up 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning and not out of trouble yet. First pitch to Hurst is a breaking ball down and away from the lefty, and the count 1-0. 3-2, Jacksonville leads. Bottom of the 5th inning. RBIs from the 8-hitter Lopez and the 9-hitter Liberator here in the 5th inning. Garrett set on the first base side of the rubber. 1-0 to Scott Hurst. Breaking ball chopped to second. Fielded coming in by Justice. He throws Hurst out, and that ends the inning. But it was a very productive frame for the Birds. Matthew Liberator back out to the mound, and Evan Matthew just got 2 runs of support, and now imperative that he puts up a 0 and tries to keep the momentum in the favor of his ball club. Leading off is Lewin Diaz, the 3-hitter. First pitch to the lefty, breaking ball a little bit low and outside, 1-0.
100%, Justin, and Matthew is working on an outing in which he could very realistically go 7 innings tonight with the pitch count where it is.
1-0 is a fastball strike. You're right. That was only his 64th pitch of the game here in the top of the 6th inning.
But also, Justin, you and I talked last inning about building resiliency and experiences you've got to have at this level.
1-1 is popped back, foul out of play, 1-2.
And this is one of these experiences that will benefit Matthew whenever he makes the major leagues, hopefully sooner rather than later, right? Matthew's going to be in a spot where he was down, team rallies back, and now you got to keep him close. This is a very important inning for Matthew Liberatore.
The 1-2 is hit a mile high out to shallow center field. Hurst sprinting in, his cap falls off, and he makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Justin Williams sprints back to get the lid for Scott Hurst, who just put away the first out of the sixth.
So, to a lot of people, that looks like a nonchalant fly ball to center field. But if you're like me and you're a huge baseball nerd, that was really well done by Memphis's defense. That is a mile-high fly ball, man. Robertson is racing back to his left. You got Hurst sprinting in, losing his cap, as Justin said, in the process. And Hurst, the center fielder, has priority. He called everybody off and made that play.
First pitch to Devin Marrero is a curveball that bounces ball one.
And so many plays in a baseball game are made nonchalantly and smoothly. You don't understand how much practice goes into each of these plays and how much technique goes in.
1-0 bounces in as well. That was the slider, and it's 2-0.
And that's one of those types of plays where it is made very easily, pretty much 100 times out of 100 in a baseball season, right? But you practice that over and over and over and over and over, so it looks so easy to the naked eye.
You know, you do a lot of things that impress me, my friend. And you just added one to the list. 2-0. Breaking ball, or a fastball strike on the outside corner, 2-1. You just went on a 45-second to 1 minute sort of soliloquy about a routine pop-up to center field.
That's what I do.
2-1 is a changeup outside, and it's 3-1.
I mean, look, that's why they pay me the hypothetical big bucks. You
3-1
too.
3-1 on Marrero, who has a single and a strikeout in this game. Right-hand hitter against the lefty Liberatore. The pitch. Called strike. Marrero thought it was inside. He was starting to walk to first. He'll have to come back. It's 3-2. You're right about what you were saying in the first game, I believe. Maybe it was early in this game. The font for Jacksonville is some of the weirdest you'll ever see, especially on the numbers. You can barely read what number it is. 3-2. Swinging a fly ball to center. This one's easy for Hurst. He takes 2 steps to his left. 2 away. Evan, how much practice, repetition goes into that?
A lot. I mean, you can't be a AAA baseball player, a guy who's played Major League Baseball like Hurst, without a lot of practice. You know, I try to give some people credit, and they just, give me crap. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Come on, man.
So here's Zach Zahner. 2 out and nobody on. By the way, Matthew Liberatore has all of a sudden retired 7 in a row. First pitch to the righty, Zahner. Swinging a little nubber foul up the first base line. It's 0-1. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Jumbo Shrimp. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Birds. We're seeing the seasoned grilled shrimp on the scoreboard again, which begs the question, as the 0-1 is a strike on the inside corner. Favorite way to have shrimp prepared?
I mean, I'm not Bubba from Forrest Gump. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't need to answer the question if you don't want to.
Boil it, broil it, saute it, fry it.
All right, we're not getting an answer. 0-2, ground ball to third. Backhanded by Gorman. He knocked it down. Throw to first base, not in time. That'll be an error on the third baseman, Gorman.
Grilled shrimp.
There we go.
With a nice Caesar salad and maybe a cup of soup on the side. That's me distracting you from the fact that Nolan Gorman just made his first error at the AAA level.
It unfortunately looked like he had the glove with the spring in it by mistake.
Yeah.
Popped in and out. So an E5 on Gorman extends the top of the 6th inning. Runner at first, 2 out, and that's a big deal. Brian Navarretto hit a home run his last time. 3-2 Jacksonville. Top 6, runner at first, 2 out. First pitch from Liberatore. Fastball strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. You know, Evan, I will never, ever, ever forget Brian Navarretto. And the reason, well, in 2019, he was playing for the Yankees AA affiliate, the Trenton Thunder. And he was catching for them, the 0-1. Chopped to third. We'll tell you this next inning. Gorman fields this one and throws to first in time, and that ends the inning.
Now batting for your Redbirds, left fielder number 16, Lane Thomas.
We'll face 2-3-4 in the Birds order in the 6th, with Lane Thomas leading things off. Lane has doubled and struck out looking tonight. Right-hand hitter against the lefty, Braxton Garrett. First offering, a changeup fouled straight back into the netting, and it's 0-1. Lane Thomas playing in his 8th game since returning to Memphis from St. Louis. And he swung the bat well, especially these last 2 days, as the 0-1 is a fastball high, 1-1. 3 hits in the 2 games for Lane. He's played left and center, and a little bit of right as well in his brief time with the Birds. Garrett into the wind, 1-1. Curveball sits high and outside, 2-1. Evan, that curveball that was so good early in this game for Braxton Garrett, he just hasn't had the same feel for it these last few innings.
100%, and that's why Memphis has gotten themselves back in the ball game here.
The 2-1, another curveball, high and outside, 3-1, and 2 in a row where Garrett looked down at his hand like the ball's starting to slip.
And that goes back to the conversation that Lord knows we've had way too many times over the past couple of weeks about sticky stuff. Garrett just angrily grabbed the rosin bag and tried to get some friction back on his left fingertips.
Here's the 3-1. Swing and a tip into Navarreto's glove on a fastball, and it's 3-2. Thomas was thinking about one thing there, tying this ball game. Instead, it's a 3-2 count on the Knoxville, Tennessee native.
Garrett just went to grab the rosin bag again. He is really struggling with that grip right now.
3 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter here in the 6th inning. Garrett into the wind, the payoff. Fouled straight back, another fastball at 89. 3-2 on Lane Thomas. Nolan Gorman waits on deck. This crowd's still looking for a reason to go crazy when Nolan's at the plate. I feel like everyone's on the edge of their seat every time he comes to the dish. Another 3-2 from Garrett. A little bit low, ball 4. Missed with a changeup, and the Birds have a leadoff base runner for the 2nd straight inning.
Yeah, that's a good at-bat for Lane Thomas. Good night at the dish. Double and a walk now. And you're seeing signs here at the AAA level that Lane Thomas is rounding back into form. And if his bat really heats up at this level, it'll help Memphis. And obviously, we're all hoping that Lane can go back up to St. Louis and succeed at the major league level. Man, Justin, here we go again. We are just waiting for an early sign from Nolan Gorman to make us all rise out of our seat. This would be quite the time to do something.
Overshift is on, 3 on the right side, but all the infielders are on the infield dirt. First pitch to Gorman. Fastball outside, 1-0. In this game, Nolan has skied to left and bounced back to the mound. He had a single and a walk in the first game of this series, which was his AAA debut. Left-hand hitter against the lefty, Braxton Garrett. 1 on, no one out in the 6th. The pitch, fouled straight back on a slider. That somehow made it through the netting behind the plate.
That was a thud. Everybody's okay back there.
Well, 1-1 on Gorman, who is the 2nd youngest player on any AAA active roster right now. Born in 2000. 1-1 from Garrett. Fouled straight back again into the netting. This time the netting holds. It's 1-2.
There's a poor guy right behind home plate who is just faked moving out of his seat. Poor Nolan Gorman keeps sending foul balls right in his direction.
Gorman, a prolific power hitter. At 11 home runs so far this year in AA Springfield. Hit 5 of those in 2 days in a series against Arkansas. Garrett's set at the letters. The 1-2, runner goes, pitch is high. Navarreto's throw to second is in plenty of time. Thomas is out easily for the first out of the inning.
Justin, do you think we can guess with some good certainty that a guy in his 2nd game with a new team potentially just missed a sign?
No, because you you can't hit and run with 2 strikes. So, unfortunately, can't blame this one on Nolan. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, low and outside, 3-2. However, I don't know if that was a called steal or Lane Thomas doing that on his own. Personally, with 3, 4, 5 coming up, I don't love trying to steal bases.
See, we're different. I love stealing bases.
3-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Garrett strikes out Gorman, and that's 6 tonight for Braxton Garrett.
I just think, especially with the way they play baseball today, right? So much is getting out of the rhythm of a pitcher, especially with Garrett, who's been doing very well much of the night. If I was a manager, and Lord knows there's a reason I'm up here, they're down there, but I would steal all the time. I would just try to get in teams' heads, try to mess with them, but again, there's a reason I'm up here and they're down there. I digress.
Well, last inning, Williams did single to start and stole second, and he came around to score, so that started something. First pitch to Juan Yepez is a fastball inside, 1-0. 3-2 Jacksonville, bottom of the 6th inning. Yepez is 0 for 2 in this game, so his 7-game hitting streak is in a little bit of danger. The 1-0, ground ball foul outside third, and it's 1-1. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Jumbo Shrimp. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Birds. No activity in either bullpen, so it looks like Matthew Liberatore is going to work into the 7th inning. And Braxton Garrett at 83 pitches is looking good as well. 1-1 to Yepez, high and outside with that breaking ball. 2-1. 60 strikes and only 24 balls for Braxton Garrett in this game. He's only walked 1 batter. This is a guy who had walked 8 in 8 innings in his last 2 starts. Pitch, breaking ball, fouled straight back. 2-2.
I mean, look, this is a very impressive outing for Garrett, but when you consider the fact that he had given up 12 of his 21 earned runs on the season and the last 2 outings combined, it makes it really, really impressive. You talk about a bounce-back outing, man. It has been that tonight for Braxton Garrett.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Juan Yepez. Justin Williams waiting on deck, hoping for a shot here in the 6th. Garrett winds and fires. Fastball inside, 3-2. 90 miles an hour on Garrett's 86th pitch. That's about as hard as he's thrown tonight, so he has maintained his velocity throughout the game. That's something you worry about with Tommy John guys, but Garrett has been able to hold that heat. 3-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Yepez didn't like it. That was a slider, and Braxton Garrett strikes out his 7th batter of the night.
Now batting left fielder number 1, Tristan Pompey.
California. Memphis seems a little out of the way, but we're thrilled to have him here, unless he's planning on driving in a V. Anyway, Matthew Liberatore is back on the mound, facing the bottom part of the Jacksonville order. And to take you through the rest of this one, here's Evan Stockton.
Justin, thanks. I mean, look, to borrow a line from a country song, sometimes you just got to take the road less traveled, man. The long way's not so bad. Liberatore back to work. First pitch to Tristan Pompey is lined out of play 0-1.
I essentially made that drive. I mean, add about an hour to it, but Connecticut to Memphis is the same route as Brooklyn to Memphis.
It's a very scenic drive. 0-1 pitch is bounced in.
If you like the scenes of middle of nowhere, Virginia, that's scenic.
Dude, you're talking to a guy from the Midwest. I love a good drive through a cornfield. Whole lot of nothing for a couple of hours. Just give me some music and I'm good, man. 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball low for ball 2. Matthew Liberatore is from the greater Phoenix area. He is working on another good start. He is in the 7th inning. Here comes his 81st pitch. 2-1 is looped into left. Thomas coming in. He settles and makes the catch. 1 gone, top 7.
You know, sometimes managerial decisions come from just the situation of the game, obviously, but sometimes what you don't think about. So obviously Liberatore's in a really good spot with his pitch count, so he's back out for the 7th. But also think about this, he's still on his 3rd trip through the order and facing the bottom 3rd here in the 7th. If this was the fourth trip through in the heart of the order, I wonder if he comes back out.
First pitch, Connor Justice takes a breaking ball for a strike.
I would still say yes, but
He's done a really good job of keeping that pitch count down tonight. 0-1 coming home. It's a swing and a fly ball out of play.
you know what I've noticed, Evan?
What have you noticed, Justin?
When you have a game that goes extra innings, that causes the next game that day to start late because the first game also had a rain delay, you tend to get some early swings in the count.
Gee, I wonder why. 0-2. It's high. Fastball missed. We were supposed to start this game at 7:10 local. Instead, we started at 8:10 local because we had to finish a game that was suspended in the bottom of the 6th inning yesterday. That game also got delayed by rain. 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Justice cannot catch up to the 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Matthew Liberator. Give him 5 strikeouts tonight, and every single one has been swinging. I know Matthew Liberator has given up 3 runs tonight, but he has only given up 5 hits. Matthew Liberator, since coming back from Team USA, has just been a better pitcher, and it's been better for the Memphis Redbirds. Matthew, after a bit of a sluggish start to the season, really has rounded into form. He is looking like one of the best pitching prospects in all of baseball. Pinch hitter in the pitcher spot. First pitch to Quintana is grounded to third. Vacuumed up by Gorman. He throws high to first, but Yepes puts the tag on Quintana. And officially, Matthew Liberator has gone the farthest he has gone in any AAA outing. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, Jacksonville leading. Braxton Garrett out. Jorge Guzman, the rehabbing big leaguer, is in. The normal Miami Marlin, for the time being, member of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. The righty going to work against Justin Williams to start bottom 7. The windup and the pitch. First pitch fastballs on the outside corner for strike 1. Guzman spent a lot of time in the 2019 season with Jacksonville when they were a AA affiliate of Miami. Now they're the AAA affiliate. 0-1, swing and a miss. Williams ended up on one knee as he swung and missed. The numbers for Guzman with Jacksonville in 2019, really good. ERA of 3.5 in nearly 140 innings. 0-2 is flied out of play, left field side. That'll make the count 0-2 still on Justin Williams.
Some big news here, Evan.
Oh my goodness, that is a tease. But first we got to get the 0-2. It's on the way. Inside, just missed Williams.
As of 21 minutes ago, there will be minor league playoffs this year.
Wow. 1-2 pitch is outside.
It says at the AA, High A, and Low A levels, the top 2 teams in each league will compete in a best-of-5 series beginning Tuesday, September 21st. AAA postseason will be determined soon.
2-2. It's on the outside corner for a called third strike. Guzman strikes out Williams to start bottom 7. The Jumbo Shrimp are leading the Redbirds 3-2.
Now batting for your Redbirds, catcher at number 46.
Can you read that to me one more time just so I can process it?
There are going to be playoffs. They have not announced how AAA will work yet, but at the lower levels, AA and below, top 2 teams in each league will play a best-of-5 series. So just a championship series, no playoff rounds, and they're going to decide soon the AAA format.
First pitch to Tyler Heineman is a swing and a miss, 0-1. Of course, before it was pretty easy. You essentially had 2 teams, 2 leagues evenly split up, International League and Pacific Coast League. Now you got one 20-team league, the AAA East, and the 10-team league, the AAA West. 0-1 pitch is taken high to Heineman, 1-1. So we'll see what they end up doing for the AAA playoffs.
You know, I'm looking out towards the bullpen right now. There's a right-hander throwing for the Birds. He just started throwing.
1-1 is grounded sharply on the right side into the overshift. Brigman fields and throws to first for out number 2.
And he's throwing very lightly. I think Liberatore's coming back out. He's only at 85 pitches.
Well, as we look to the lineup for Jacksonville to start the 8th, you got a righty in Brigman, a lefty in Bird, and a lefty in Diaz. So maybe that's the thought process, too. You got a couple of lefties in there, and if he can get a quick out number 1, maybe he can go 8. That'd be the longest start of the year for any Memphis Redbird.
Yeah, just needs one more out to break that mark.
First pitch to Kramer Robertson is a fastball for a strike. 95 on the radar gun against Jorge Guzman. We've been telling you how the staff here at AutoZone Park with the Redbirds is having fun with the jumbo shrimp and how they are using the quote-unquote headshots of guys. The 0-1 to Robertson is low. We got another new one on the scoreboard in left field. We're going to have to get a look on MILB TV because I can't tell what variety of shrimp this is that's portraying Jorge Guzman. We'll get a look in a second, I'm sure. 1-1, Robertson takes inside, 2-1. All right, we're getting a look. There's a shrimp. I
think that's a cucumber.
Yeah, I did not know that was a way you could eat shrimp. Bubba didn't mention that one in Forrest Gump.
That seems like a fancy hors d'oeuvre at the cocktail party.
Yeah, a party we're not getting invited to. 2-1 pitch is on the outside corner, and Robertson has a 2-2 count against him.
Well, the thing people need to know, our guy Paul Mullen, who I assume is the one making those, very
highfalutin, high society. 2-2. That was in the same spot as the last pitch, but they called ball 3. We'll take it.
Think Great Gatsby. You know, like if you say to Paul, what's your favorite appetizer? He would say, do you mean hors d'oeuvre? That's Paul.
Yeah. It's tough to work with him. 3-2 is looped down the right field line. Curling in the corner. It lands fair. Robertson will have extra bases. Kramer stopping at second with a 2-out stand-up double. A good piece of hitting off of Jorge Guzman. Full count. No problem for Kramer Robertson. The Birds are down by a run in the 7th, but they've got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
And Robertson might have been able to force the issue and go to third there, but no reason with 2 outs when you're already in scoring position. Good piece of hitting, just slapping a good fastball the other way. Really not a bad pitch from Guzman. But now Lopez, who had the RBI single his last time, with a chance to knot up this ballgame.
Crowd starting to clap as we reach 10 local. Robertson creeping off a second. Guzman checks and throws. First pitch to Lopez is high for ball 1. So, Justin, you were mentioning that righty loosening in the bullpen for Memphis in left center field. Looks like it's Seth Elledge. Yeah, he is just now starting to really loosen out there.
Yeah, not a lot of urgency.
1-0 pitch, and Lopez takes outside for ball 2. Robertson just doubled with 2 outs. 3-2 Jacksonville, bottom 7. Irving Lopez singled in the 5th. Drove in a run, got a chance to do it again. Biggest at-bat of the ball game going on right now at AutoZone Park. Jorge Guzman heaves aside. 2-0. Fastball low. 3-0. Justin, as the pitcher spot is on deck, we now have an answer to our question. Matthew Liberator is being replaced in the on-deck circle right now by Connor Capel.
Well, only if the inning goes that far.
That's true. 3-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. The strike zone just expanded on 3-0. All right, let's see what happens here on the 3-1. A good pitch to hit for Irving Lopez. Robertson off a second, 2 outs. Birds down by a run. 3-1 is hit in the air, left center field. To his left, Pompey under it, making the catch to end the 7th. 2-out double for Kramer Robertson is promptly left at second base. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 left for Memphis. Matthew Liberator is into the 8th. He faces the top of the lineup and Bryson Brigman at the plate. 3-2 Jacksonville as we start top 8. Pitch on the way, and it's hit in the air, foul and out of play down the right field line. Evan Stockton, Justin Galanti watching a little bit of a notable outing tonight. Not a little bit, a lot of a bit. Matthew Liberator is the first starter for Memphis to work into the 8th this year. 0-1 is outside, and it's an even count on Bryson Brigman. Matthew has given up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 0 hits allowed in the last 3 innings. He is grooving right now. 1-1, a wave and a miss through the slider, and Bryson swung and missed for strike 2.
Yeah, we talk about resiliency all the time. Well, Matthew Liberator has not given up a hit since the home run to Navarrete.
The windup and the 1-2. Curveball grounded foul.
See, now this is actually important. You'd love to get him through this 8th inning, and I guess you could double switch. But with the pitcher spot leading off the bottom of the 8th, you'd really love Liberator to finish this inning and not potentially have to take Elledge out once he comes in.
1-2. High fastball misses.
He's maintaining his velocity, though. That's 93, as hard as he's thrown tonight.
Bryson Brigman leading off the 8th against Matthew Liberator. The 2-2. Swing and a little looper. Right field. Williams racing to his right. He makes a great running catch in the right center field gap. You talk about holding down the right trigger, hitting the turbo button. Justin Williams made a hard play look easy.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, got there with ease. I thought that was a double in the gap off the bat, and Williams said no, sir. He was even able to slow up at the end.
Yeah, he tracked that thing down very smoothly. Well done, sir.
He looked like trying to think of the best combination. I guess Daniel Jones to somebody, quarterback, wide receiver.
First pitch to Corey Bird is line back to the screen.
Darius Slayton.
You can't make these comparisons about Daniel Jones. I mean, have you watched the guy play the last few years?
Danny Dimes, baby.
Yeah, he had one good game and got a cool nickname, and ever since it's been a bunch of disappointing ball games for the New York Football Giants. The 0-1 is coming home, and it's grounded softly to first. Yepes Fields flips to the covering Liberator. He just got to the bag in time. Corey Bird is out. Make it 7 2/3 for Matthew Liberator. This is now officially the longest outing of the season for a Memphis Redbirds starter.
Yeah, the last one was way back in May for Tommy Parsons when he went 7 against Louisville. And this has been really impressive for Matthew Liberator.
7 2/3, 5 hits allowed, 3 runs for Jacksonville. The only bummer right now is that the Jumbo Shrimp are winning this game 3-2 because their pitchers have been really good too. First pitch to Lewin Diaz, a curveball high for ball 1. We can't forget about Braxton Garrett tonight. 6 strong innings for Jacksonville, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, and 7 strikeouts. Liberator winding slowly. 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss through the slider. And Diaz chased it. Man, how good would a closing strikeout feel to this outing for Matthew Liberator, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And it's been a little bit of a different outing than his last one when he struck out 9, only 5 today, but that's allowed him to keep the pitch count down.
1-1, swing and a fly ball out of play. Make the count 1-2.
And you'd have to bet he's going to try and break off that slider here. He struck Diaz out with the slider in the 3rd inning. Throw your best one of the night. Finish off at 98 pitches and get yourself out of here with 8 strong innings.
3-2 Jacksonville. Nobody on, 2 out. Top of the 8th. Liberator staring down Diaz. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. He threw him the slider again. And Diaz swings and misses at it. One more time. What an awesome outing for Matthew Liberator. The top pitching prospect in the St. Louis Cardinals system goes 8 strong. That is why many think he's a future star.
Now batting for your Redbirds, number 19, Connor Capel.
He is still buzzing after this outing for Matthew Liberator. 8 strong innings, and he punctuates it with a swinging strikeout. Connor Capel pinch hitting for Liberator. Jorge Guzman back to work. First pitch, a fastball outside for ball 1. Evan Stockton, Justin Galanti back with you. Thanks for hanging past 11 o'clock on a Wednesday back in the East Coast. Guzman staring down Connor Capel. The 1-0 is a check swing on a pitch called to strike anyway on the outside corner. Redbirds have had some guys on base tonight. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the 5th, but they left a guy on in the 7th and the 1st. 1-1 is low and inside, 2-1. Kramer Robertson doubled with 2 outs in the 7th inning, but he was promptly left at second. Capel leads off the 8th. Jacksonville up by a run, 3-2. Guzman winds up, 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Guzman just reared back and threw a fastball at 96. Let's see what he throws Capel off the bench, leading off the 8th in a 2-2 count. Here's that pitch. Swinging a high fly. Hit well left center. Pompey back to his left. He reaches out and makes the catch, crashing into the wall. My goodness, what a catch by Tristan Pompey, gliding far to his left, careening into the left center field wall. He makes an excellent catch and robs Connor Capel of extra bases to start the bottom of the 8th. That is speed to burn out and left for Tristan Pompey. Fine D that takes away what looked like a sure double off the bat for Connor Capel. Order recycles. Scott Hurst now at the dish. Wind-up pitch. Fastball down the middle for strike 1. Guzman's a rehabber from Miami, and he has given up a couple of hard-hit balls tonight. That double to Robertson and that hard liner from Capel. 0-1, check swing. He went around, says David Arrieta down the third base line. That makes the count 0-2. Jumbo Shrimp 3, Redbirds 2. Bottom 8, nobody on, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch coming home to Scott Hurst. Breaking ball, just a bit outside. Travis Godek, the home plate umpire, did not bite the cheese that Guzman was trying to serve him. Jorge at the ready again. He's got the sign. 1-2, high and in. Fastball at 96. Scott Hurst is hoping for his first hit in this one. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout and a couple of groundouts. 2-2. Inside. Fastball misses at 97. Guzman is getting limbered up and lathered up on still a warm night in Memphis. I'm thinking gas here on the payoff pitch. Let's see what comes. And it's a breaking ball outside for ball 4. He tries to fool all of us on the 3-2 pitch, but that breaking ball was nowhere near close to the zone. Hurst walks, and the Birds have the potential tying run on base with 1 out in the 8th.
Now ready for your Redbirds, left fielder number 16, Lane Thomas.
Here comes Lane Thomas. Good night at the dish. The left fielder has doubled and walked. This is at bat number 4 for Lane Thomas tonight. Hurst off of first. 1 out in the 8th. Birds down by a run. Pitch. Line back to the screen. 95 on the fastball from Guzman. Wearing number 41 in the gray jerseys for Jacksonville. Memphis rocking the navy blues tonight. They wear them a lot on the road, but they wear them sparingly here at home. Throw to first. Hurst slides in safely underneath the tag of Diaz at first. The announced attendance tonight at AutoZone Park, 2,289. Crowd that stuck around trying to make some noise and spur the Birds back in this ball game. 0-1 the count to Lane Thomas. And the pitch. Swinging a sharp line drive toward right center. Down for a base hit. Hurst round second. Scott going to third. He makes it there with the slide. The Birds have got something cooking here in the bottom of the eighth. They're down by a run, but it's first and third with one out. Another sweet stroke from Lane Thomas.
Now batting for your Redbirds, third baseman number 12, Nolan.
Memphis had to complete the suspended game earlier today and lost in 10 innings. Now you can sense, you can feel, you can almost taste that Memphis is on the verge of a little payback. First and third, one out, bottom of the eighth inning. Jacksonville up 3-2. Nolan Gorman at the plate. Jorge Guzman's pitch. Wave and a miss. Took something off of it, and Gorman swung and missed. We are still waiting for Nolan Gorman's first signature moment in AAA. Of course, this is just his second game. He's 0 for 3 in this one with a strikeout. 0-1. Swinging a line drive towards center. Down for a base hit. There's your signature Nolan Gorman moment. Scott Hurst is in to score. Lane Thomas up to second. He gets the job done. Nolan Gorman with a frozen rope liner to center. And we're tied at 3 in the eighth. That is the type of swing that has Cardinal fans drooling. They are hoping to see that at Busch Stadium and doing damage in the not-too-distant future. Big swing there, got a hanger, and crushed it to center. So Nolan's got his first RBI in AAA, and now the situation is all the more interesting for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp and Jorge Guzman. Lane Thomas will be at second, Gorman at first. 3-3 now with one out in the eighth. There was a quick conference with the pitching coach for Jacksonville and the entire infield, Jorge Guzman, getting a brief talking to from Jeremy Powell. Juan Yepes, our nobody trashes Tennessee cleanup hitter at the plate. He's got to extend a hitting streak here. This would be quite the time, my friend. First and second, one out in the eighth. We're tied at 3. A check to second, and the pitch. Inside, fastball at 93. A chance for Juan Yepes to make a little magic. Sitting on a 7-game hitting streak. A base knock here, and Memphis probably has the lead. The 1-0. Breaking ball. Low. 2-0 the count to Juan Yepes. Memphis is tied it here in the eighth on a game-tying RBI single from Nolan Gorman. He's off first, and Lane Thomas is off as second. 3-3 ball game in the eighth. The 2-0 pitch to Yepes is on the way from Guzman. Wave and a miss. Oh boy. Yepes had a big, healthy, hearty hack at a 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Jorge Guzman. The righty pitcher staring down at the righty batter, Juan Yepes. As always, he has a slightly open stance in the right-handed batter's box. Thomas creeping off second. The pitch, swinging a fly ball out of play. 2 on, 1 out, bottom 8. Thomas at second, Gorman at first. 3-3 ball game in Memphis. Guzman working from the stretch. Digs into the bump. Staring down at Navarreto, his catcher, awaiting the sign. He is sporting bright white cleats with some gold accents. Jorge looking for a big pitch here. 2-2. Swinging a grounder. Fair down the third baseline. The Birds are going to take the lead. Thomas around third. He scores. Gorman around third. Nolan coming to the plate. And he scores with no throw. Juan Yepes is the one. A 2-run go-ahead RBI double in the eighth. Make it an 8-game hitting streak for Juan and make it a 5-3 Memphis lead. How about that?
Yeah, how about these birds? Juan Yepes stays red hot, extends that hitting streak to 8 games. And this all off a major league rehabber making the comeback. Not only do you take the lead, you get Matthew Liberatore off the hook. What an inning and what a night this is turning out to be.
No matter their record, no matter the situation, you cannot count these Redbirds out. This has been fun to watch. They've got the lead, 5-3 in the 8th. Justin Williams at the dish. First pitch, he takes outside for ball 1. Single, double after a walk have given Memphis the 5-3 lead here in the 8th. Your hero so far, Nolan Gorman, he tied it. Juan Yepes, he gave him the lead. And they have put Matthew Liberatore in position to win. 1-0, swing and a miss. And the count's 1-1 on Justin Williams. In case you missed it, Matthew Liberatore just completed a sterling outing. 8 strong innings, the longest start of the season for a Redbirds starting pitcher. 3 earned, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. 1-1, Williams takes on the inside corner, and the count's 1-2. Liberatore in his outing ends up going 98 pitches. 68 were for strikes. We will have time to dissect that outing for Matthew Liberatore later, but for now we say congratulations to you, sir. That was fun to watch. Guzman checking second. Yepes off the bag. 1-2 is outside. Williams has already had success tonight. Singled, stole a base, and score a run in the 5th. At the time, that helped Memphis get a little bit closer. They have rallied all the way back in this ball game. They were down 3-0. Now it's 5-3. 2-2. Bounced in and blocked down by the catcher, Navarretto. Payoff pitch will be coming soon to Justin Williams in what has already been one heck of an inning for Memphis. A walk and 3 hits have given them 3 runs and a 5-3 lead. Juan Yepes is off a second. He just drove in 2. A 3-2. Swinging a line drive into center field for a base hit. Juan Yepes gets the stop sign at third. Throw comes all the way to the plate. That was a good decision by Ben Johnson. Justin Williams with his second hit of the night. The hit parade keeps on coming. Make it 4 straight for the Redbirds. First and third, 1 out in the 8th. And Jorge Guzman's day officially is going to end as Al Pedrique, the manager for Jacksonville, has signaled out to the bullpen. He's talking to our home plate umpire, Travis Godek. That means a double shift is in order. Double switch is in order. Brian Miller is coming into the ball game. He will play outfield for the Jumbo Shrimp. What an 8th inning this has already been for Memphis, and it by no means is done. A walk followed by 4 straight hits has given them a 5-3 lead in the 8th.
Now batting for your Redbirds, catcher number 47, Tyler Heineman.
Andrew Bellotti into the ball game for Jacksonville. He has got to put out a roaring fire. Memphis has scored 3 here in the 8th. They've got a 5-3 lead now. Yepes off a third, Williams off a first with 1 out. The pitch coming home to Tyler Heineman, and it's a breaking ball low for ball 1. Evan Stockton, Justin Galanti, happy you're hanging with us. Now late on a Wednesday night, the righty Bellotti staring down at the switch hitter Heineman, who is batting left against the right-handed pitcher. From the stretch, his 1-0 is in there for a strike. Jorge Guzman, the rehabbing big leaguer, came to Jacksonville tonight, and promptly the jumbo shrimp reliever was greeted with a barrage of Bird hits. This 8th inning quickly snowballed away from the right-handed reliever. Bellatti's 1-1 pitch. It's a swing and a liner back to the screen. After getting a hard line out of Connor Capel to start this 8th inning, Guzman surrendered a walk, then a single, then an RBI single by Nolan Gorman to tie the game, then a 2-run double by Juan Yepez to give the Redbirds a 5-3 lead, and then Justin Williams singled, moving Yepez to third. Bellatti hoping for a strikeout or hoping for a ground ball that turns into 2. 1-2 the count to Heineman. The pitch. Swinging a grounder foul, first base side. Justin, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch, but if Memphis wins this thing tonight, Matthew Liberatore going 8 strong innings and then a rally back in the 8th, which eventually culminates in victory, this may be the finest hour for the Memphis Redbirds in the young season. Game number 50 tonight, and this would be quite the capper on reaching the 50-game mark. Still 1-2 on Heineman. Again, Yepez off at third and Williams off at first. 1-2 again. It's grounded foul, first base side again.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a really fun night, no doubt about it. Kind of the guys you come to the ballpark to see have all played a huge role in the Birds' comeback so far. And you wish you could have won that game earlier today, but this team's done a great job kind of cleaning the slate from that one and picking up a pitcher who gave them a great effort through 8 innings.
Feels like we're setting the table for a really fun holiday weekend here at AutoZone Park. First and third, 1 out in the 8th. Birds up by 2. And the 1-2. High inside, the fastball from Bellatti misses. Quiet night for Heineman at the plate. He's 0 for 3. He's popped out, he's flown out, and he's grounded out. Already 3 across for the Redbirds here in the 8th. And there could still be some pixie dust in their bats. First and third, 1 out. Bellatti's 2-2. Wave and a miss. Heineman angrily screams as he swings and misses at an elevated fastball. That was 94, and Andrew Bellatti threw it by Tyler Heineman.
You know, Evan, I'm just quickly peeking at the out-of-town scoreboard here. There was a tornado warning today in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh, my God.
So they had to delay their game. It's 11:29 Eastern time right now, which is Worcester, obviously, on Eastern time. They're in the 3rd inning.
And it's 2-0. Think they're getting paid overtime? We know the answer to that. Kramer Robertson's at the plate. First pitch is a breaking ball high for ball 1. Kramer Robertson is the 8th man to bat in an 8th inning that has been a dream for Memphis. They have scored 3 runs on 4 hits plus a walk. And they have Yepez at third and Williams at first still. Andrew Bellatti is trying to cool the situation down. His 1-0 pitch. It's on the inside corner for a strike. You know, Justin, we were talking about how in the 2nd inning, it looked like Kramer Robertson was fighting it at the plate. He was unsure of himself. He kept getting jammed. Well, since, he singled, doubled, and scored a run. So he is officially making us eat our words. But you know what? If Memphis wins this game, those words will taste delicious. 1-1 the count to Kramer Robertson. 2 on and 2 out in the 8th. Pitch. Wow. High in. Robertson goes around on the check swing for strike 2. Right on cue. Kramer has a very ugly swing. We'll see the replay on MILB TV, I would think, in a second. That was a very precarious swing from Kramer Robertson. Looked like he was looking for one pitch, Justin, and he got the other one instead. So after that awkward swing, Kramer has the count at 1-2. First and third, 2 outs in the 8th. Memphis has surged ahead here in the inning with 3 runs. They got a 5-3 lead. The 1-2. Swing and a grounder to short. Brigman fields, Crow hops, throws to first. He bounced the throw. It skitters into the stands. Down the first base line. Juan Yepes in to score. Kramer Robertson will take second on the E6. Williams moves to third. And that right there, Justin, is why you can never take an out for granted and why, as an infielder, you can never change your routine. Brigman, as soon as he fielded that ball, tried to lob it to first for some reason, and he made a terrible throw.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know why he didn't just take the out at second. He would have easily thrown Williams out. And, yeah, I mean, he looked like he was aiming that ball instead of throwing it. Not a good throw at all. And that might be the little extra insurance the Birds need to feel super comfortable going into the 9th inning.
Lord knows we know by now in this season a 3-run lead feels a whole heck of a lot better than a 2-run lead.
And even better would be a 4-run lead.
Why not 5?
Make it 6.
First pitch to Irving Lopez is inside for ball 1.
We're
We sound like LeBron James. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Simpler times.
How'd that work out?
Well, they won a couple, and then LeBron went home and won another one. And then he went to L.A. and won another one. 1-0 the count to Irving Lopez, and the pitch. It's a swing and a miss, 1-1. What happened tonight, by the way, in the Western Conference Finals game? I wasn't checking.
All Suns right now.
Wow.
118 to 92.
We officially putting the Clippers to bed tonight? Is that what it sounds like?
Unless you're projecting a 26-point comeback with 5 minutes left. It seems that way.
1-1 pitch. Lopez takes outside for ball 2. The best news, honestly, of the day in the NBA landscape was the fact that Giannis doesn't have structural damage to his knee, and they still have to formulate a timetable for his return. But selfishly, as a huge sports fan and basketball fan, I did not want to see Giannis have any sort of serious injury. Nobody did. 2-1 pitch. Lopez, an awkward check swing on a fastball inside, and he holds up. Counts 3-1. Redbirds have scored 4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th on 4 hits, a walk, and an error. Irving Lopez is the 9th man to bat in the inning. It is 6-3 Redbirds. Bellotti staring down Lopez. 3-1 pitch is on the inside corner for strike 2.
You know, if Lopez can get on, we might see Connor Capel, who led off this inning as a pinch hitter, get 2 at-bats in the inning. You don't see that much.
No, you do not. And I think Connor wants one more at-bat because he laced a ball to left center field earlier in this inning and was tracked down by Tristan Pompey. 2 on, 2 out in the 8th. 3-2. Swinging a grounder foul. Of the fans that are sticking around tonight, Justin, we have a very vocal group sitting behind home plate. They're doing all the SEC baseball chants. They're inspired by Mississippi State winning the national championship earlier on tonight. Williams off a third, Robertson off a second, 2 outs in the 8th. Birds up by 3. Payoff, inside, ball 4. Connor Capel will get to bat again as a pinch hitter in the 8th. He will be the 10th man to bat. It's not often, Justin, that they don't play walk in Memphis after a walk, but as Irving went to first, they played walk it out instead. All right, here we go. Connor Capel back to the plate again. He lined out hard to left center to begin the 8th inning. I swear this bottom of the 8th started a half hour ago, but Memphis will take it. They've taken the lead in this 8th inning. Pitch It's on the outside corner for strike one. 4 runs in the 8th on 4 hits, plus a walk, plus an error. Irving Lopez just walked 2, so make it 2 walks. New pitcher is into the game for Jacksonville. Andrew Bellotti has faced a couple of batters now, and new guy in. That means a new shrimp style wearing a hat on the scoreboard. 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Wow, popcorn shrimp.
Yeah, we now have Andrew Bellotti represented by popcorn shrimp wearing a Jacksonville jumbo shrimp hat.
That's awesome.
That is incredible. I mean, just look at it. That is great. How many different styles of shrimp can we squeeze in this series, man? 0-2 the count to Connor Capel. Andrew Bellotti staring him down. And the pitch. It's a swing and a pop-up. Going to reach the seats behind home plate. In case you're just joining us, we had to finish a suspended game from last night. We were suspended in the bottom of the 6th inning last night, so we finished that game before this game. Jacksonville won 6-4 in 10 innings. This game, it is 6-3 Memphis in the bottom of the 8th. They have scored 4 runs in the bottom half of this 8th and put Matthew Liberatore in position to win. The Redbirds starter went 8 tonight, the longest any Redbird has gone this year. 0-2 pitch, and Capel fouls it off again. Connor Capel, Justin, is not a batter who is going to give away an at-bat. And why would you want to give away an at-bat in this situation? Your team's up by 3 late in the game. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. Connor Capel gets a base hit here. I think you can officially put this thing in the win column for Memphis. You never want to speak too soon, but with the way the momentum has swung, it would certainly feel that way. 0-2 the count to Capel still. He's fouled off a couple in a row. Williams at third, Robertson at second, and Lopez at first. A long hold for Bellotti from the stretch. 0-2, wave and a miss. Capel chases the elevated pitch and a little bit of symmetry, although Connor will not like to hear it. He makes the first out of the inning and the last out of the 8th inning.
Now batting third baseman number 3, Devin Marrero.
6, Jumbo Shrimp 3. The Birds just scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th, and they have set the scene for Seth Elledge. He is on to shut the door. Devin Marrero is into the box from the right side. The righty Seth Elledge going to work from the stretch. His first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Evan Stockton, Justin Galanti back with you. It's almost midnight out on the East Coast. We appreciate you hanging with us late on a Wednesday. 0-1 the count. The pitch. It's a curveball just a bit outside, and the count's 1-1. Elledge is back in Memphis after a stint in St. Louis. He's made 11 relief outings with the Cards this year. His ERA is just under 5. Here in Memphis, his numbers are deceiving. The 1-1 pitch. It's taken on the outside corner, strike 2. Seth Elledge is making his 5th relief appearance in AAA this year. Now in 3 2/3, his ERA is just under 15, but allow me to provide some context for you. It shouldn't be that high. In fact, it's really only because of one disastrous outing. Elledge is 1-2. Breaking ball just a bit outside again, 2-2. We'll read the line from the outing for Seth Elledge in Indy on June 19th. We'll say it once and then never say it again because we promised Seth that we would never say it again. He didn't record an out in that outing in Indy on the 19th. 2-2. Fastball. Wow. Just a little bit outside, apparently. You talk about squeezing the zone in the 9th inning. So that line for Elledge at Indy on the 19th didn't get an out. 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks. All right, we said it. We won't say it again. Devin Marrero leads off the 9th. Jacksonville down by 3. The payoff pitch from Seth Elledge. Fastball on the outside corner for a called third strike. There was no way in the world Travis Godek was not ringing up Marrero after the gift he just gave him on the 2-2 pitch. 1 out in the ninth. Nice job by Tyler Heineman framing that 3-2 pitch from Seth Elledge. And now the Birds are 2 outs away. Zach Zahner at the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error back in the 6th. Righty on right. The pitch. Swinging a sharp line drive. Curling foul out of play down the right field line. Elledge rocking 61 tonight for Memphis in the navy blue jerseys. Zahner wearing 36 in the road grays for the Jumbo Shrimp. 6-3 Memphis, top of the ninth. Nobody on and 1 out. Elledge is 0-1. Curveball high, 1-1. Elledge is a 25-year-old. He just turned 25 back in May. Born and raised in Dallas. Went to Dallas Baptist. Pitched there in college and has parlayed that into a professional career that has reached the major leagues. 1-1. Check swing. Foul ball down the first base line. Makes the count 1-2 on Zach Zahner. Zahner staring down an 0 for 4 night and staring down, putting Jacksonville down to their last out. 6-3 Redbirds, top of the ninth inning. Nobody on and 1 out. Elledge staring down. He's got the sign from his catcher, Tyler Heineman. Trying to put away Zach Zahner right here. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Breaking ball low, and Zahner lets it go by. 2-2. Zach Zahner's a California guy, born in San Diego. Went to college in California. Went to high school at Torrey Pines High School. As a senior there, he hit just under 360 with 9 doubles and 6 homers. Elledge is 2-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Zahner put every ounce of his body into that swing. He nearly ended up on both knees, but he fanned. Couldn't catch up to the 94-mile-per-hour heater from Elledge, and the Birds are 1 out away from victory.
Now batting catcher number 29, Brian Navarretto.
Matthew Liberator went 8 innings of strong baseball for the Redbirds tonight. 3 earned, 6 strikeouts, just 1 walk, and 5 hits allowed. Elledge is in to lock down a dub and get himself a save. Brian Navarretto at the plate. First pitch, he grounds to third. Gorman Fields throws across the diamond in plenty of time. Ball game over. Redbirds win. My goodness, how good does that feel? Matthew Liberator twirls a gem.
Tonight's final score, Jacksonville 3, your Memphis Redbirds 6.